Hello everyone, my name is Raghavi Priya, Assistant Professor, Department of Computer Science and Engineering. In this video, you are going to see about the lecture series of 23 CST 201 Database Management System, Unit 1 Introduction, ER Diagram, Notations and Examples. So let's recall of the previous topic. We have seen about relationship types. So entity interaction, then entity relationship representation, validation, then cardinality under relationship types. So number of tuples available in the database management system, that is the number of entity sets in representing each entity, that is what the cardinality is. So next, example system. So student enrolls in a course. So topics for discussion. So understanding diagram symbols, identifying ER notations, choosing correct symbols, drawing ER diagrams, validating diagram correctness. Example, customer order ER diagram. So empathize, understanding diagram symbols, recognizing why diagrams are needed in database design. So symbols allow data to be explained easily, helps user and designer reach the same understanding. So the goal is to understand diagram symbol and their purpose. So define, identifying ER notation. So standard symbols used in ER diagram, the main notation are, so entity is represented using rectangle, attribute is oval, then multi-valued attribute is represented double oval, then double line represents the key attribute. So ideate, choosing the correct symbols for representing each entity. So select the correct symbol for entity, attributes and relationships. Choose proper notations for different types of attributes such as key and multi-valued attributes. So plan the diagram so that it is simple, clear and easy to read. So meaningful and readable ER diagram design. So prototype, drawing ER diagrams. So draw the ER diagram using standard notation. Connect entities and relationship properly. Then clearly show cardinality 1:1, 1:n and m:(n) in the diagram. So we should clearly represent the type of a relationship between the entity and the attributes. So next, test, validating diagram correctness. So verify the correctness of the ER diagram. Check for missing entities or attributes. Test whether the diagram matches real world rules. So we have to find the missing attributes so that we can represent the correct diagram. So the diagram should be, ER diagram should be error free. So this is the example customer order ER diagram. So customer is the entity. Then in customer entity we have ID, name and phone as an attribute. So then order entity, we have order entity. The order entity consists of order ID and date attribute. So the relationship between these two entities is places. So there is a 1:n relationship. A single customer can place many order. So it has a multiple order. So the relationship established here is 1:n. So error free ER diagram. So mind map. Let's summarize what we have discussed in this series, lecture series. So we have seen about the ER diagram notations, ER symbols, attribute notation, validation, then entity notation, relationship notation, then example diagram. So assessment, quiz. So which symbol represents an entity in ER diagram? So the right option is option C, rectangle. So the entity is represented using a rectangle symbol. So next, key attribute is represented by The key attribute is represented by underline. So these are the few references. Thank you.